Those who are embarking on a journey of inner healing will have had, sooner or later, the experience of an emotional resistance that does not allow a wound to heal. Maybe we have tried many techniques, we have a good awareness of the cause of the problem, we love and accept ourselves, but nothing changes, or just small changes which don't really make the difference. So let's see together why and also how to overcome emotional resistance. An emotional resistance can be perceived in different ways. It can manifest itself as a distrust, as anger, as a loss of concentration, as sleepiness, and so on. However, whatever the reaction is, the root is always a disconnection with the inner child. This disconnection is due to a distance created between us, the adult self, and the emotional self, the inner child, due to an experience or a series of experiences of the past, negative experiences, of course, where the way to protect ourselves was to distance ourselves from pain. Now, apparently nothing can go through this barrier of emotional resistance. No healing technique, no teaching, no textbook that talks about that, or no therapist, because the inner child doesn't want all of this. It's like giving him every time a ice cream. He doesn't want that because he wants us. He wants you. He wants to feel our love. Therefore, if we feel resistance, it is because as an adult we are unable to descend, let's say, to the level of emotions where the inner child resides to communicate our love to him, to feel, our presence, and finally to heal the wound. And how do I get in touch with our emotions? No, how do we do that? Well, we just need to do one thing. We need to recognize them. Only when the inner child feels seen and recognized, that is, when we grasp the real problem, does the resistance begin to melt, and our love can now nurture and heal the inner child. But the problem here is always the same, right? Now, how do I recognize the emotion, or what blocks the feeling of emotion? Usually, if we're not able to recognize it by ourselves and we do not have valid intuitions, we need to ask for external help. You cannot evade this. To facilitate the insights, we can also try to express a prayer asking God to teach us how to feel and recognize this same emotion masked by resistance, and wait for the right information to manifest in our life. For the rest, I can help you with an example, a practical one. So let's say that we feel a lot of anger, but we just cannot let it go. We recognize it as an emotion, right? Anger, yet nothing changes. When this happens, it may be because we have not recognized it with sufficient accuracy. Perhaps it is more injustice, or, for example, betrayal, that creates the anger. So until we don't recognize it exactly for what it is, the emotion will not feel recognized and will not abandon the resistance that serves as protection. This is a very important point. Another very important reason why we cannot get rid of resistance is because it is protected and maintained by entities within us. And this is probably the least known part of managing the inner world. Each resistance always has one or more entities, from my experience, that keep it alive and create this distance between us, the adult, and the inner child. And often, too many emotions are accompanied by these entities. And until we remove them, the problem remains persistent. So, If you are interested in learning how to recognize and remove entities to free yourself from resistance and heal, you can take my online course on the inner map. I hope this video was helpful. Talk soon, and thanks for listening.